All right, back, and I've got some goodies from Absolute Black. Got these grips here that I'm gonna put on. They're dual silicone grips. These things, they feel like they're gonna be awesome. I got these little calluses coming up. They were from those Aragon grips that came on this bike. I put these ODI Rogues on here because I liked them from before on the 4.5. But Absolute Black came out with these dual silicone, kind of like the Wolf Tooth, I think, in the way that they just slide over. They're not lock-ons, and they're pretty much just round and squishy. I saw Brian BKXC putting his on in a live stream, and he was having a hell of a time, and I was like, oh man, I hope mine's not gonna be that difficult. So I kept track of some of the suggestions that everybody gave him and how to put them on. And I think I'm gonna go with the air compressor route, because in the past, I remember when I was a kid, I'd put grips on. You'd spray a hairspray on here, slide it on, hairspray would dry, everything would be fine. Until you get caught in the rain and the hairspray gets wet, and then it becomes like monkey snot. And you go and you do a jump and your grip just slides right off your bar. Not what I'm looking for this time. So I'm gonna try the air compressor route. All right, first thing we gotta do are get these Rogues off. They're dual lock-on, so they lock on both sides. It's pretty simple, just an Allen key. They shouldn't be too tight, especially on carbon bars. Well, that's it. That's the fantastic, best thing since sliced bread about lock-on grips. They're great. They stay put, and they come on and off easy, so it's easy to switch them out whenever you want. So the tricky part about doing this, as you can see, the hole is not quite as big as the bar. So you gotta stretch this out to get it on there, and it doesn't want to move. It's made to not move on the bar. What I'm hoping to do is cover up this end with my hand after getting this worked on, and then through the other side blow some compressed air with one of these little air nozzles. Hopefully the air will come into my hand, out and around this, and make a little barrier of air, like air hockey, an air hockey puck, and this thing will just slide right on. Otherwise, I could try to use this and try to just get the nozzle right under the tip, try to get some air in there and push it in there. That's one of the reasons I have the bike pushed up against the workstand here, or the workbench, is so that I can push on this and not have to need an extra pair of hands to hold the bar steady. So we're gonna get going and see how it goes. I wonder what would happen if we just put air on this side. That was like a huge puff of air right in my face. I think maybe once I get this worked past it. Maybe I'll try the air again, because it seemed like it was getting sealed up pretty good. That's pretty successful, I think. You can tell there's a lot of air. That other lock-on over there is not letting any out, that's for sure. Almost there. Boom. How about that? That is pretty slick. Who knew? Alright, so I was having a little bit of an issue with getting these end caps into the bar. They come with different size O-rings. So they come with, you can see this, a small O-ring and a large O-ring. A set of each. So ideally I thought I would take the small ones, put two small ones on here, stick it in, see if it fit. It didn't, so I figured that this bar must require the larger ones. I put the two larger ones on there, and I couldn't quite get it to go in. So I contacted Absolute Black, and these are brand new grips, and so they've noted the issue that, maybe on some bars it doesn't work exactly perfectly, but I was able to work around it pretty easily. This one here, you can see I've just shaved the larger one a little bit, and now it'll go in there. Pretty snug. So that side went on pretty easy, and something's telling me that this side's going to give me some fits, mainly because I don't think that cap is going to be able to withstand all of the air pressure that this lock-on did. The technique might have to change a little bit, evolve a touch to get this one on. And yeah, your eyes don't deceive you. I'm wearing a different jersey. I got some new jerseys. I'm trying them on. I figured, why not? 3 or 4 of them. Try them on a little bit, move around. Hopefully I don't sweat in them too much. So you see how difficult this is to do compared to lock-ons. And you see people like BKXC and a lot of other people riding with those Wolf Tooth Fat Paws and other silicone style grips. Kind of makes you feel like, well, there must be something to those grips. They must be awfully comfortable. I mean, it's clear that silicone grips and And those foam grips, those dual density foam grips and everything, they're not going to be as durable as this rubber grip is. And it's more difficult to put on, so you're replacing them more often. They must ride really well. They must feel really great when you're riding. I'm hoping that that's going to be the case. I think if I put air in here, that this cap's going to shoot off like a bullet. Or this will again. That held air a lot better than I thought it would. I'm surprised that I'm able to get this much of it on just by wiggling it around. Maybe you just do it this way. I think that's how Brian did his eventually. I think he just put all the elbow grease in it. I was like that far from hitting my wife's car. It hit the garage door, thankfully. Holy cow. Yeah, that thing was zinging towards the garage. I'll eventually find it, but for now, I think I might try my first approach with putting air in here and holding this shut, since I don't have a whole lot of other options. The air's gonna come out of there. When in doubt, wrap it with a dirty paper towel or something. Fold it over a couple times. Got the job done. Oops. But yeah, that worked. This side's on. You just got to push this side in a little bit more, expand it. I don't know if you noticed that when I put the other side on, that it seemed like it twisted really easily, but now it's stuck. It's not moving, it doesn't twist. So I'm gonna go on a hunt for that cap. So I got this one on. I dialed that other O-ring right in. It works perfect, slipped right in. Although it does look like I'll be riding without one because I can't find it. It's gone. Probably find it when I sell the house or something. I'll be back, maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday, and let you know how these guys feel. Maybe with another little surprise too. How about that? I'll catch you later. All right. I have reached a verdict on these grips. It's not really what I expected it to be, because I didn't expect to like them, and I like them a lot. I really, really like them. They performed awesome in just about every manner of conditions I could have tested them in. I feel like in the wet, when these are wet, when your gloves are wet, is where these are most likely to fail, and they did not even come close to failing. They have tons of grip when they're wet. Now I wear gloves all the time, hand up or Tasco style gloves. They're the minimalist style gloves. Those gloves just, even when they're soaking wet, I mean like totally wet, wring them out, water comes out of them. They had tons of grip on here. In fact, my hands slide in the gloves more than the gloves slip on the grips, which I thought was fantastic. And they seem to be really durable. These little lines right in here, these thinner lines, I thought those would be torn up real quick. You know, they've got some, you can see some wear on them, but it looked like that right when I put them on, really. And they don't look any worse after I've ridden with them than it did when I put them on. I've got some opinions from some other people. The guys that I ride with, we ride around here and our gloves are soaking wet all the time, and they grab them. They're just really surprised at how grippy they are, and then how soft they are. So I'm really surprised by them. The only shortcoming that I can see is the cap. And I don't think many people have problem with bar end caps like I do. I see people that have the standard press-in plastic caps. They're always in the end of their bars. I don't feel like this is much of an issue for anybody else, but as you guys saw, I lost the one in the garage and I have not found it. So I went out riding with just one. In that first ride that I went out, I caught a tree and that bar cap is gone. So I ended up with no caps at all. So I ordered some of these caps. They're from Custom Caps. Brian Kennedy from BKXC turned me onto these. They're awesome. They got a little custom Mr. Tonka, just like that thing, etched right in there. Pick your colors. They're reasonably priced. They go in with an Allen key and they expand a rubber bushing that's inside the end of your bar so it doesn't come out. In fact, I smashed this side up against a tree yesterday when riding, and it actually took some of the bark and had it embedded in between the grip and the cap. Things are pretty robust. And like I said, I just hit a lot of trees. Trees around here are really narrow, and you're just riding really close to them all the time. In fact, we were riding in Pisgah last weekend, and one of the guides, Mike, he was telling us about the short chute going into Daniels Ridge and how this is a fast and got some quick back and forth turns, and the trees are really tight. There's some really tight trees, so be real careful about getting your bars through there and everything. Like, okay, great, these 800 millimeter bars are gonna hit something. started going on the trails. Like, it's been a while since Mike rode in Florida because those trees weren't very tight. Not tight like the ones they have around here. But outside of that, man, these things are all kinds of perfect in every aspect for me. So I'm going to continue to run these. In fact, when I ordered them, they sent me 2 pairs instead of 1. And when I talked to them about it, I asked them, you know, if you want to send them back. They're like, hey, just keep them, do whatever you want. I had planned on, I was like, well, I'll try them out and then I'll give these away. But now that I like these so much, I kind of want to keep these. I'll go ahead and give them away like I originally intended. In fact, I'm kind of stoked to give them away because I think this is a new grip option that a lot of people are going to like. I almost forgot. I just saw on my Instagram feed just a day or 2 ago that Absolute Black has released these in colors. If you're a colored grip type of person, if you like colored grips, they got you covered. I'm giving away black grips. If you want color grips, you're gonna have to buy them from Absolute Black. But if you want black grips, if you want these grips that I'm giving away, which happen to be black, even though they make colors, go to my Instagram, find the post about Absolute Black grips, tag somebody, you'll be entered to win. That's it. I really like these grips. They're awesome. I'm giving a set away. You gotta go to Instagram, tag somebody to do it. I think we covered it all. Let the tagging begin. See you next time.